just doing a quick intro to say that this video was meant to be a vlog, but it didn't turn out like a vlog. It turned out more like a live stream. And why am I in my bathroom? It just has nice lighting, okay? So I just want to say that, enjoy the video. I go over data analysis and I'll talk about it more later on in the video, but yeah, enjoy.
So basically what I'm doing here is I'm setting up my Reddit environment, my Reddit API. So I do Reddit equals porn.reddit and I set up my client ID, client secret and user agent. I do later go into detail about how to get this from the app. But if you want a more in-depth video on that, I will link one in the description, which is my Mean Girls video. So I go subreddit equals reddit.subreddit Twilight, and then I'm going to do a print statement. And this is just going to help me see everything in my console and see what's happening. So for post in subreddit dot hot limit equals 5, then I go print, and this is just so we can see everything in the terminal. And I'm just writing Twilight and just putting some information there about the post title. And I'm going to continue doing this for a few other things, so keep watching. I'm just copying and pasting them at the moment because I don't want to write print bracket 1,000 times, but you'll see what I end up doing. I end up going through and editing everything just to make sure that it makes sense and I'm not just printing the same thing 5 different times, I swear. So I've got title, I've got score, I've got my URL, I've got my comments, and then I do post something on the screen just to show it a bit more clearly because I wasn't sure how clear it was on my screen. So there you go, I've just done a prettier version. It's also important to note that I return my data frame as well. That version I posted just shows it completely done in case you just want to rush ahead and get to it. Just because in this video it kind of is a bit slower and I don't really edit out all those small moments of me thinking or figuring stuff out. I've edited a few out, but mostly it's more like a live stream. So I've decided to get Twilight data from Reddit and Buffy data from Reddit. So I was going to do descriptive analysis and predictive analysis just to go over a few concepts. Descriptive analysis from what I've been studying involves creating useful summaries to understand the characteristics of a data set, such as trends, common topics, or average engagement levels. What I want to do is collect a larger set of data and load it into the pandas data frame, calculate statistics like mean, median, standard deviation for metrics such as store and number of comments, and just create visualizations to see the data more effectively. So I've already, I think I could just make this a bit better. So I could probably do something like def collect post subreddit underscore name, just to make the code a bit more simplistic to read, and just to make sure that, let's just get our limit 60 subreddit equals reddit.subreddit, and then we've got our subreddit name. And make sure that stops erroring. Let's just tab for that. An array to put all our posts in. It's not one post, posts, and then change it to 4 posts in subreddit dot plot, and I'll just be like limit equals limit. So I've already defined it above, but I'm kind of like wasting space. So I'll do post dot end and this. Okay. Tab. Okay. How should this be tabbed? Okay, cool. It doesn't like print. Oh, I should be doing it a different way. So, because I've changed the way it's being, and I'm pending. Can't use print, so I'll just go title, post.title, and then we need our score. Why am I horrible at typing? Okay, then post.score, and then we can go comments. Post.num underscore comments. URL. Post.url. I want to return my data frame. So probably there pd.data frame, and then we can do post pd.data frame post. Okay, I haven't imported. I need to import pandas as pd. We're going to be using MATLAB, so import matplotlib.py plot as pl, import seaborn as sns. And then we're going to collect the data. Let's click data. So we've got Twilight equals, probably should have a better name, but click posts, and then we pass in Twilight. And then Buffy
Correct. No, Buffy doesn't like what I've done with posts. Because I should do posts and they're different values, and then it will. Okay, cool. I got confused for a second. So let's see what we get. Okay, cool. It's just a nigger. So descriptive analytics is what we're going to do. So descriptive analytics involves creating useful summaries to understand the characteristics of a data set, which is what we said before. So we can look at we can visualize, we can do summary statistics. So let's just print that. So Twilight subreddit data summary. And then we can go, also what we can print to the screen is Twilight _dear dot scribe. I spelled it wrong. Spelled data frame wrong, so that doesn't help. I didn't spell it wrong, I needed to capitalize it. So let's see what it does now. Okay, cool. Twilight subreddit data summary. Okay. Meme count. Okay, cool. We might as well do one for Buffy as well. Buffy. Then we can probably visualize score should probably write visualization, score distribution. So we figure tick size equals 10. 0. Okay, cool. I'm on sns.histo plot, and then we type in Twilight again, and we want to get the score. We'll go the y-axis, get the score. It should be double, it should be single quotes. Score. And I did that wrong. So going back. Y equals comments, and then we will go data equals Twilight. Title. Okay, cool. We'll put our title there so everyone knows. Score distribution. In our Twilight. And then we PLT Y label. So we're going to label that score. And then PLT dot Y label. And that would be number of events. So we'll go plt.show. And let's just see how that turns out. I spelled something wrong again. Okay, it should be fine. Cool, it's coming up here. And it's not having a good time. Okay, cool, there's our histobot. And then we can just change parts of it. So, comments, but we want to use a scatter plot instead of a histoplot. But we're going to change the name. So it's score versus number of comments in /Twilight. Score number of comments. Sorry. Okay, let's see how that goes. So score distribution in Twilight, fix the height, how they pop up, and then our scatter plot. So I'm just analysing the scatter plot just to get it in my head, feel less nervous about my exam today. So analysing the correlation in our scatter plot. So the points are spread across the graph and they're not giving a really clear upward or downward trend. There's clusters of data at the lower end and a lower number of comments, but as the score increases, the trend really becomes quite scattered. While there are some points with high scores and higher number of comments, these do not follow a consistent pattern. So I would say there's no obvious positive or negative correlation. A positive correlation would show points sloping upwards from left to right, indicating that a high score corresponds to more comments, which I would think. But also, it's important to remember that we only have a really small amount of data. I put our limit as 50, so there is that to consider. But when we think about negative correlation, that would be a downward slope. So meaning the high scores correlate with fewer comments. This is not what I was expecting. If you studied math at school when you were younger, probably have. You know what I was expecting the histogram to look like. But apparently you can have 2D histograms. Didn't know. So here we've got our score on the x-axis, a number of comments on our y-axis. So this is how I'm going to interpret it. Let me know if I'm right or not. We'll see. So the plot is more like a heat map. That's how I'm seeing it at the moment. So the darker or denser regions are where most data lies. So for example, the high density around 0 to 500 suggests that most posts typically receive very moderate attention. And then we have our outliers, so 1,500 and 3,000. So this might indicate popular posts that receive, well, this obviously indicates popular posts that receive more attention. So high engagement posts. So maybe these could indicate maybe we could look at why certain posts gathered more attention. Was there an event? Was there a scenario that was happening that was very relatable to other people? So there are gaps in the data. There are sections in the mid-range, like 500 to 1,500 scores and 50 to 100 comments that appear less populated, suggesting a potential trend where only a few posts really achieve this level of engagement. So the boxlight representation, I don't think is the best choice for visualizing like post distribution. A scatter plot I think was a lot better, or a continuous data like density heat map would provide, I think, just better insights. So let's just move on from this one. So I'm going to try and focus on predictive analytics. So I guess we have to think of like a goal, so I could use the score or number of comments as the target variable. For instance, like predicting the number of comments a post might receive based on its score and title. And then, so regression, model, goal, use score or number of comments as the variable. Our classification model. Okay, let's do feature engineering. So we've got Twilight. I should spell that right so it works. And then we're going to go title underscore length equals Twilight. Twilight title. And Buffy, yeah, we'll bring Buffy back into this. So maybe title underscore length equals Buffy. So I guess we'll split the data. Split data into training and testing using train underscore test underscore split. Alright, so we've got to import, so from sklearn sklearn.model underscore section import train test split. Alright, so what we'll do is we'll have x underscore y equals Twilight. So then we've got score. Then we've got title length. I need to get better at typing. Okay. Pictures. Okay, why? I will come back to that. Why? It probably doesn't help that there's a minus. Okay, cool. That's fine. I was like, is it like the programming languages where I have to be like, it's a par or a const? So, and then I have comments, our target. Alright, and then what shall we do? Okay, so we'll go y underscore train underscore y. And then we'll go x underscore test underscore k. And then we can go y underscore train underscore y underscore test underscore y equals train underscore test underscore split. Cool. So we're going to go x underscore y underscore y test underscore size equals 0.2 random underscore state equals 42. It's okay, lowercase 4. And then shall we go to the next slide? Yes, we shall. So what are we going to do? We're going to define and train the model. So we need to import something else. So from sklearn.tree, import decision tree plus regressor. Perfect. And then we want to go model equals decision tree regressor model.fit underscore train, underscore y underscore train, underscore y. Alright, and then we're going to import something else. So we're going to go from sk learn dot metrics import mean underscore squared underscore error. Cool. And then we're going to go testing the model. So we're going to evaluate the models, evaluate models performance using metrics goes mean squared error. So y underscore y equals, these are horrible names, by the way. I think if you're in a coding environment and you're working with other people, have long names. I think longer names are better than shorter names. Y underscore test underscore y. Did I not write that? It's like testy. So MSE equals mean underscore squared underscore error, and then we're going to go passing y underscore test underscore y underscore pred underscore t. Why does it like it? What did I do? Mean underscore squared. It should be, because that says, yeah, cool. And then we're going to print. Let's print out to our console. So we're going to go f mean squared error MSE. Alright, so let's just see how we're going right now. Okay, I typed that word. That's alright, so score distribution. Alright, we have scatter plot, which will come out. Alright, what is happening? So 67 and 67. Okay. Twilight score. Test it's trained Y. It's trained Y. Doesn't like it. It does not work with the data or something. Okay, it's getting the titles. Is it getting the titles? Hawaii? I don't really understand. What's happening? Someone has a puppy bubblegum collection, so okay, probably doing this wrong. Let's look up how other people did predictive analysis in Python. Unless I haven't properly installed stuff. But this is what I'm currently reading. So let's read that. Predictive modeling is fundamental. You encounter it in nearly every job. So yeah, cool. Oh, identifying content, highlighting posts, highlighting. Just trying to predict the future value of stock in finance. That's interesting. Estimating the likelihood that a policy gets claimed in insurance, predicting the effectiveness of an advertising campaign. So missing data, having values labeled as null and since there are infinite ways that someone may wrongly display data, there's no one size fits all approach to resolve these issues. Think critically about addressing each problem independently. Some best practices are never process numerical data that are descriptive, zip codes as an actual number. It's generally better to drop missing data than replace it with a zero or the average. I didn't know that. Okay. Better to drop missing data. Missing the data and replace. Okay. Ensure there's exactly one way to label a category. So, okay, yeah. One way to label category. I just think this is interesting. Query, so like small uppercase. This person has written, I really like their article so far. Choose a methodology, an algorithm, choose a model you want to use to generate predictions. So regression models output a numerical estimation of the value of specific variable. Price. Stock classifications models output a statement of what class or category a data point belongs to. Okay, so build the model, install libraries. Okay, I'm pretty sure I've done all that. It's good practice to store the unmodified data in a separate file, separate variable from the data you'll modify in case you make a mistake. Okay, that's good. So use the unique method to find unique values of a specific column. Okay, cool. Normally you want to remove data points with missing values, but these instances demonstrate the need for careful consideration. Since the only other values of education are 1 and 2, you assume that NAN represents a 0 class, so it should be something like NAN as in high school dropout, 1 as in high school graduate, 2 is a college graduate. Okay. The density plots show that the distribution of all the variables is reasonable, so there's no need to correct the scale or move out. Check class imbalance. Group by organizes the data by lone default column. Okay, cool. Clean the data set. Cool. Okay, so I thought I was doing this. Like if we look at, oh, here's my filming. So what does he say? Import the model. Import model parts deprecated. Cool. What else can I use? What can I use instead? See what Stack Overflow says. So that's why you're not able to import mean underscore squared underscore error. I don't know what to use instead of that. What should I use? I don't know. So that wouldn't really be causing. Or I can import. Sorry, import this instead. So alright, but that doesn't solve my other problem. So let's look back at that, guys. So maybe I should just do, just to make it a little less annoying. So he's got X test. Oh, okay. Y test. Y test. And what does he put? Oh, he's just. I should have formula. Might have been better. So. Does it not like that? But it is click. Look, your friend's here. Alright, I'm just going to go to text y test. So with the model and score function chosen, you can now actually start actually coding the model. First, split the data into training and test data using skikit learns train test split function. It's essential to do this because if you provided the model all of the data, it would just repeat the data verbatim from its predictions. Okay. I put test size 0.4. Should I just copy that? And he doesn't have a random state, so I don't know. I'll get rid of that. Cool. I don't think any of this is going to fix it. So let's just run it again to see what happens. Okay, I'm just going to do this completely differently. Right, so I'm continuing with my predictive analysis. So this is where ultimately I prepare my data. Not that it's been prepared that well, but so I've got, alright. And then I can initialize and train my model. So I've got my decision tree regressor and then model.fit. So, and then I need to make my predictions. So y_thread. I'm just going to go equals model.predict. Cool. And then I'm going to go y_test. All right, cool. Then I'm going to calculate the mean squared error using NumPy because the other library I was going to use was deprecated. So print, going to do the S, and then I'm going to go mean squared error on test set. And we're going to go I need to do something else first. So I need to define what the mean squared error is because I can't just pull it from a library like I was doing before. So cool. And then I'm going to go y_test minus y_thread_. No, because I didn't call it y. In my other examples, I was calling it y. Let's go times 2. And then we're going to go MSE dot 2f. Okay. Let's fix that up. And let's display it. So let's display prediction, display predictions, and then we're going to go results equals pd.dataframes, data frame. And then what are we going to do? And then we're going to go to comments. So we're going to go y_, just going to pitch my little eye, y_test, y_test, and then we're going to go predicted comments, cool, and we're going to print. So let's sample predictions, and then we're going to go print results.head. Alright, cool. Let's see what happens. Fingers crossed. Alright. Oh, okay, cool. Predicted comments, actual comments, predicted comments, actual comments, predicted. Does that mean I didn't do this? My predictions were very good. So the MSE value is 2,471. I'm not going to do the point, whatever. And which indicates the average squared difference between the actual number of comments and the predicted number of comments. So a higher score, a higher MSE, suggests that the predictions deviate significantly from the actual values, indicating potential inaccuracies. So, aka, it's a really bad model that I've created. My math teacher would be displeased. So here's the sample predictions, as we can see. So the actual numbers of comments are 4, and we predicted 15. Then the actual number of comments is 9, and we predicted 15, and so on. It's all wrong. It's so wrong. So it is very much not highly accurate at all. The model's predictions on average are a few thousand square units away from the actual values, and that's not good. This means on average the predictions are quite far off from the true values, suggesting that the model may be underfitting or there's additional factors influencing the outcome. It's a bad model. That's all I can say. So the prediction variance, the sample predictions show that there are significant discrepancies between actual and predicted values. It's bad. Do I have to go through these again? 22 was the actual comments. 15 was predicted. 2, 0 was predicted. That's probably like the closest, 2 and 0. So what can we do? I did look up potential improvements. So additional relevant features should be considered to help the model make better predictions. So this can include analyzing the content or incorporating other metadata, posting time, and author engagement history. I don't know how we would get like author engagement history. There's probably a way, I don't know. So model complexity, a simple decision tree regressor may not be capturing the complex relationship in the data, considering using more advanced tools such as random forest regressor and radiant boosting regressor. These might help. Okay. Hyperparameter tuning. Fine-tuning model parameters might help improvement. Data imbalance and scaling. Review whether there are biases or scaling issues. Alright,